afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the market close for July 24th. We had a pretty red day on the market. And I'm sure you've all heard this by now. We also had a rate cut. So the Bank of Canada, they came through with another 25 basis points off of that prime lending rate. So we're looking at a 4.5% right now. So that's not too shabby. It's funny. Up until last week, I was sure we weren't going to get one today. It would be September, but now that we've got it today, I'm going to sit on there's not going to be one in September. But I have been so wrong on these rate cuts. So we got to see what happens. Of course, you would think, rate cut, people are happy. Why not have a green market today? Yeah, it's there's a lot of factors, of course, to the red market. Part of the reason, at least from Canada's side, is that we've now had 2 rate cuts, to the US none. So there's a lot of people who are worried. They're like, okay, what the heck? If we stray too far from the American rate, we're going to start looking at, additional tariffs on Canadian goods. It's going to hurt our overall buying power of our dollar. It could be a bad thing. But, and this is something Tiff Macklin has been saying, is that there is a pretty good buffer, a fair amount that we can sort of move off of the U.S. course without it really impacting very much at all. So obviously, if they're willing to go ahead with that second cut, we're probably still within that buffer. And if the U.S. does come through with a rate cut in September, then that would be cool. Because this is kind of how I would envision September. The Fed cuts 25 basis points, and we don't. We just stand still. So then we do get a little bit closer to them. And then, from there, well, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's definitely very, very, very interesting. All right. Let's take a look at these markets and let's see what the heck is going on here. All right. The big chart on the side, this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin was having an okay day. And but then we got ourselves a nice red wick. It took us down to basically to the moving averages, which is a support level. And we've been bouncing off of them. So we'll have to sort of see where that goes. Market-wise, the TSX in the red, we are currently down 0.49%. The S&P 500 is down a whopping 2.17%. The NASDAQ is down 3.36%. Gold's down by about 0.25%, so not too bad. Silver's down 0.87%. WTI is they're in the green, 0.23%. So we got a little bit there. And Bitcoin's down 0.1%. So we're seeing a little bit. All right, let's get ready for some red today. We're going to see lots of red. We got a red sign, a red room, and here we go. Let's see. This is not as bad as I was expecting, to be honest. I was expecting there to be a lot more red on this, but it's not actually that bad. We do have some red in some of the banks. BMO down almost 1%. CIBC's down. Manulife Financial's down. Bank of Nova Scotia's down a little bit, but not much. Royal Bank's actually up 0.22%, and TD is down just a wee bit. The railroads, look at CN. CN is down 3.23%. But there's some reasonings for that. This week was their earnings call, and it's not the best. It's not the best. So that certainly puts some downward pressure on CN. But let's just pull this up for those people looking for a place to opt in. Back here we had a good place, and it looks like we're getting another good place down here. So not too shabby. I did in the 0 to 100K challenge, I did add down in this dip. I did add one. But yeah, that's not. I I still love the railways. Um, and if anything, this is simply just a an interesting thing. An interesting thing for sure. Let's see here. Alimentation Couche-Tard's up a little bit. Loblaws is down a little bit. Dollarama is down a little bit more, 0.57%. When we look, oh dear, when we look at the ETFs, yeah, we've got baskets of red, lots of baskets of red. So VFV down 1.85%. But you know, a lot of these do hold US assets, and US assets are down right now. You know, it's a bad day on the red market when you got Meet Kevin putting out a video saying the crash has begun now. Run, run. Yeah, okay. It's funny. So let's look at that. Let's look at that. Well, there's Microsoft. Let's look at that US. Oh boy. We do got some red in here. Boy, do we got some red in here. Look at this. Nvidia's down 6.57%. That's huge. Apple's down 2.91. Google's down 4.89. Microsoft 3.50. Meta 4.88. Look at Tesla, 12% down. This is like, it's like half of that big gain that they got back is gone. So not a good day for Tesla. Not a good day at all. Might be a good day if you're looking for a re-entry point. If you want to get in cheaper, then definitely, yeah. But definitely a red day. Very red day on the market. All right, let's look at crypto. Crypto not as red as everything else, but sometimes when the market's really suffering, some people get in panic mode and they start investing in crypto for one. Bitcoin, it's down 0.26%. Ethereum's down 3.09%. So that's a little surprising, but you know, what can we do? Here's an XRP. Let's pull XRP up. They've been on a tear lately. Like, look at this. Since about the 8th of July, they've been mostly up. So that's not too shabby. Not too shabby if you are an XRP fan. Solana's also doing well. And of course, it's time to look at a there we go. A random. All right, let's pull. Eek. For some reason, my mouse is it's not behaving. All right, we'll do it this way. All right, let's go in. We're going to find some random crypto coin that I have never heard of. Oh, I like that one up there. It was called Cat in a Dog's World. All right, let's see here. And we'll go with a red. No, you know what? Let's go with something in the green. I'm just going to pull it way down, way down. We'll find. All right. So here's some green ones. I don't know what they are right now because they don't have things showing up, but we're going to grab this one down here in the bottom corner. All right, what do we got? Titan Swap. So Titan Swap, a coin I have never heard of. I've heard of a lot of different swaps, but yeah, it's having a small day. But I mean, look at this. At one point, this coin was worth 0.007. Now it's worth 0.002. So there's a coin I don't know what it does. I've never owned it, and I never will own it. There's about 14,000 different cryptocurrencies out there, and this is just one of a billion that I could just sweep under my rug and not even think about it. There's Titan Swap. So any of you who know what Titan Swap is, or if you happen to hold Titan Swap, definitely speak up. Yeah, anyway. Oh, Bitcoin, it's falling again. Look at this, 0.50. Just even that's the beauty of a live show, right? It goes like that. All right, let's close out of that for now. Let's get to you guys. You guys are just burning up the chat here. All right, Sammer is in like number 5 here. Good afternoon, all. And Vic has made an amazing swing trade today. Oh boy, I can't wait to hear about it. Stan says, good day, all. Mary's in the house with a hello. Mary's here. You have to hit the like button, folks. I'll have a drink of coffee. That is really good. All right. Vic says, I bought a stock times 10,000 shares. Ooh, it went up $2 and I sold it all for a 20K profit. Everybody, lunch is on Vic today. Reach out to Vic. Vic, drop your email in here so everybody can reach out and get their lunch from you. I'm kidding, of course, but holy cow. Well done. Well done. Enid's in the house with a good afternoon. Good for you, Vic. Yeah, absolutely. That's a killer trade. Look at the crazy chart of one of Canada's once darling stocks, hint called Valiant. Is that the one? Oh, let's take a look at this Valiant. Maybe we can even see, maybe we can see your trade on their chart. All right, let me pull this up here and see. V. All right, VALEANT. All right, of course I'm not seeing it. VAL. Let's see here. There's Valencia, but I'm not seeing it, Vic. I'm not seeing it. If you know what the exact ticker is, drop it in. I'd love to just check it out. We'll bring it up here. Yeah, exactly. Vic, you rock. Don't say trade, swing trade. Does that make me a swinger? A little bit. Now, if you did that, of course, in your TFSA, make sure you stay away from buying that stock for 31 days. If you did it, of course, outside of your TFSA, be prepared. You've got $10,000 of income there. That's, capital gains. Larry says, picked up a bunch of CrowdStrike. Ooh, well, they are down. Let's see, owning CRWD at 254 and watched it for up and now heading down. That's always the way, but you can't complain. You can't complain about anything going down the rest of this week, Vic. You can't. You just simply can't. Enid says, why is silver and copper so down? That's a good question. That is a good question. There's definitely always going to be factors. A lot of times when you're thinking if it's both silver and copper, that always makes me think that there may be a decrease in the demand for them for basically not as precious metals, but as critical elements within whether it be EVs or solar power, things like that. So there could be a downswing in that. Larry says, I bought 261s and 264s. Gotta check that clock. Last market close, I was 7 minutes late with the bell. So that was not good. Prairie is in the house. Good afternoon, everybody. Prairie's in the house. I just said that. Listening in as he works. All right. So for some reason, it made me think of whistling while you work, but I don't know. Yeah, we got about 1 minute before the bell. So that's not too shabby. So coming up Friday, don't forget, guys, Friday is show number 200. That's live shows. We've had tons of non-live shows. But it is show number 200. It is a open to close live stream. So we'll be here from bell to bell. So it'll be like bell squared, something like that. But it'll be awesome. I do have a couple of people who are gonna do their best to show up on the show. A couple of you guys. I will also, if any of you decide, hey, I'd love to jump on and say hi during that live stream, I will present the link. I will actually bring the link to the show. I will throw it in the chat. And then if any of you guys want to come on, say hi. Yeah, you're more than welcome. So this is going to be good. We got about 9 seconds. 9 seconds. Yes, Vic. I'm not going to miss it this time. I'm ready. I am ready for show 199. Here we go. And we are closed. Woo! Awesome. We almost had a storm here, by the way. It happened pretty much about an hour before I went live. A little bit of thunder booming, a little bit of lightning, mostly thunder and insane rain. So that was fun. You guys almost got that opportunity to see the second one of those, which is that's me. I always keep forgetting to remove that. So if I'm not showing you something on the screen, I should remove it. I figured by just leaving it there and talking gives more chances for the for the French Grand Slam to file copyright claims against me. I still can't get over that. I still can't get over it. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, probably about 2 weeks ago now, I had a copyright. Actually, my whole video, my whole live stream got pulled down afterwards. I mean, it didn't get pulled down during the stream, luckily, but it got pulled down because the Grand Slam, the Paris Grand Slam from was it 2014 or something like that? They charged. They said I was infringing on their copyright for something. I don't even know what it was. YouTube did give me an opportunity to just hit a button and it would remove the 30 seconds of offending material to the Paris Grand Slam. So that's been done. That was done, and it's up, and you can still watch it. I still have no idea. No idea. I was thinking it maybe they had an issue with an ad that popped up or something. I just don't know. I do not know. All right. Larry says, I don't know why chips are down, but need more ASML. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is right now is a good opportunity to be buying into tech. Whether you're setting up a dollar cost average or just seeing, seeing how far down they'll fall. I don't subscribe to, I think, what Kevin is sort of coming across with the whole, the big crash is in. But I didn't watch the video. So in all fairness, that could just be clickbait because he is famous for having some pretty intense clickbait. Al Bundy's in the house with a hola. And yes, we got the bell. Nick says, hi, everyone. How is the housing in Canada? Will it improve now with the rate cuts? Well, it's already begun to improve. Let me show you guys a few things here. So I'm going to show you. We'll start with RioCan. All right. RioCan is one of my favorites. I like RioCan a lot. So when we go to their, we're actually going to go to their 10-year. You can sort of see this is kind of where RioCan normally goes because they're not designed for growth. They're designed to provide a constant amount of income. So they're more of an income stock than anything else. But of course, we hit the pandemic and it fought its way to get back up to that level. And it did. And then we got a bear market. And as we come out of the bear market, the rates start going up like crazy. And here we go. Here we go, all the way coming down. Now, you can see we've already got a little bit of recovery happening. We had a bit of recovery happening here as well. And that's a normal thing. But REITs are, by nature, they hold a lot of debt. So, well, I'll show you. Let's go here to their key data. And we'll come over here. Debt to equity ratio. So on RioCan, it's not that bad. It's 94%. So that basically means for every $1 of asset they have, it's 94 cents of debt. So that's actually not bad for a REIT. And we'll look at another REIT, or at least a REIT adjacent. Or we could do a REIT. If you guys have a favorite REIT, throw it in chat, and we can look at that anyway. But as the servicing on these debts go by, that's what we're looking at. So as they go down, so the servicing prices go down because interest rates are coming down. That's going to be more money in the pocket of the REITs. That's going to give them that ability to get back to, well, back to where they're comfortable. So that's kind of the play that I have on this right now is that, I've been buying in low. And when they get to about, I'm not going to say 20, but probably with this one, I would say about here, $24, then I'll probably sell out because I'm not in here for, right now, it's a 6.153% yield, but obviously that's down here. When they're back up here, that yield is going to be closer to 5%. So I'll be out at that point, and that's fine. I'm okay with that because I'll look for other total return opportunities at that point. And it's the same idea with, let's look here, Timber Creek Financial. That's another one that, I'm gambling. I don't want to say gambling. It's one that I am I'm counting on them. And it's the same kind of general idea. Now, they had been on a trend, a little bit of a trend up. That's fantastic. But you can sort of see right here, they're, around 950 in that area. That's where they typically are. They, once again, pandemic, they fought back and they got there again, just as they always do. Then what do we got? Bear market, rate hikes, and now they're slowly beginning. So I'm expecting them, to make it back to about 930. So somewhere's between 9 and 930, I'll probably sell out of them. Although they do have a higher dividend. So right now their dividend yield is at 9.031%. So when they get back up here, I'm anticipating that dividend yield to be 7, high sixes up to 7 in that vicinity. And so that means, honestly, that means that RioCam would probably get sold first just because of that. But this will be a nice total return ride back up. So I'm looking at it. Now the third thing, and let me show you this. This is actually fantastic. So this is the new Hamilton REITs Yield Maximizer ETF. So I'm going to pull it up. This is brand new, so we don't even know yet exactly what the yield is on it. I'll just pull up the 3 months because it's brand new. But just since it has launched, we've had a nice trajectory. So it launched at $16. It's now worth $17.39. Now, we don't yet know what their distribution yield is going to be, but I imagine you're going to be looking at probably 13%, somewhere in that vicinity once they have that. And once we finally get the first announcement for that, because normally when a REIT just starts, it usually takes a couple of months before we actually get some of that information, because the first dividend doesn't come out right away. So, this is exciting. This is exciting. Now, when you look at this hike, you might be thinking, wow, real estate's doing that well. No, not exactly. Part of it is, yes, real estate is starting to look better, but a lot of this too is hype. You have to keep that in mind. A lot of people are excited about this one. And when people are excited, what do? They buy. When you buy, it does create a buying pressure. And that's what we have with this. We have a bit of a buying pressure, and that's helping to pull it up. So it's moving a little bit faster than probably it should if it was just truly reflective of the real estate market. So just something to keep in mind. All right. Let's we're falling behind. We're falling behind. Let's see. It will take a while. Yeah, it's not going to happen overnight. When I'm talking about, for example, with Timberlake Financial, where I'm saying I'm going to sell it at maybe 930, I don't anticipate it being there for within a year. I don't. I think it'll probably, and that's fine with me. If it takes a nice slow hike, I've got a good dividend and I've got that growth at the same time. So that's not bad. All right. Whoops, I almost missed here. Vic says, the bullies used to pull my pants down, so I can relate when your vid got pulled down. Okay. Holy cow, Vic. Oh, dear. Al says, I got a feeling this is another 2022. So you're feeling like we're going down again. It's back into the bear market. I don't think that's going to be the case. I really, really don't. I think, and this is kind of one of these things, we could go into a bear trend, but I don't think we'll go back into a full bear market. And typically, things tend to do a little bit better in a presidential year. Now, here's a couple of factors with why we're red today. Actually, it's one name, a name called a name of Kamala. So some of the polls that have been coming out recently have actually shown her slightly ahead of Donald Trump. Now, the market had already priced in a Trump victory because it pretty much looked like a sure thing. Now it looks like he's going to have to fight for it. And that in itself is also not happy. The market's not super happy about that because, as candidates go, it's thought that he will provide better results for the market than Kamala would. But at the same time, we don't yet know what her full stance is on that. But it could be interesting. It could be interesting. So I think we got a little bit of panic going on. You know, things will. I think things will get better. I don't think we're in a massive decline. We may have, it may get bad for, maybe the rest of this week, maybe a little bit into next week. But I think we're gonna bounce back. I think things are gonna bounce back. So I'm not taking the doom and gloom road at this point in time until I have the data that supports it. And right now, I think there's a lot of speculation as to what's going on. And I think people are allowing and people are getting a little bit more fearful. And that's fine. That's fine. But those things are usually short lived. So I don't see the market completely crashing. 9 says, maybe I should sell out some T-bills and put it into QQCC and QQCL. That could be interesting. That could be interesting. I know. Yeah, especially right now, because where they are holding tech. So both of these ETFs, they're investing in basically NASDAQ, in the NASDAQ. So, you're going to get some cheaper entry points right now on these. So I'm still pretty darn bullish on them. All right. Sandra says, Meet Kevin is suggesting a crash until the end of the election. I don't think it will. I think right now there's a lot of hype because we just had a change with Joe Biden stepping down, with Kamala sort of getting in. Things will settle and we'll get into a regular election, election banter or just the normal campaigning. So I think the big events are done. So that's one of the reasons I think the market is also going to get its pull up its pants, because if it's we'll use Vic's analogy. Somebody pulled down the market's pants. It's pulling them back up. Don't worry. 9 says, didn't Meet Kevin promote a bunch of stocks that tanked in price? Yes. There's been I think he was also one of the ones that was big on was it Tattooed Chef? So there's been a lot in that realm. Like I find Meet Kevin is right sometimes, but he's wrong a lot too. But he really, really sort of laminates on the run times he's right to sort of make everything look rosy. But it doesn't matter who you are. You are going to, like everybody in the market is going to be wrong, and you're going to be right. That's the way the market works. That's the way trading works. You will be successful and you will lose. The goal, though, is to be more right than wrong. So that's kind of the judgment. That's kind of the benchmark, I think, that most traders have, is that, because if you're more right than you're wrong, you're making money and you're successful. If it's the other way around, you're probably not a sustainable trader. You're just losing money. Like that thing about how to become a millionaire. Start as a billionaire and make a bunch of bad trades. It's true. It is absolutely true. All right. We'll look at the final market here in just a moment. Mohammed says, hi, everyone. Big red today everywhere. Is that the start of a crash? I think we're in a small bear trend. I don't think we're looking at a big crash. Big red. That reminds me of bubblegum. I think there was a big red bubblegum at one point. Let's see. Al is saying, I got to go. All right. Have a good day, Al. Have a good day. Vic says, in a couple of days, Harris raised money, got enough delegates to secure nomination, and polling higher than Trump. Perhaps market pricing and that. So tech earnings. Yeah. Well, tech earnings is going to be, it's on everybody's mind, and, that's the whole thing. I think overall, tech didn't have as good of a month or a quarter as the first quarter. The first quarter was huge. So if you're comparing it to the first quarter, it's going to look a little bit disappointing. But I think I'm still very bullish on tech. And, if things drop, great. I'm ready to start padding up and averaging down a few things. Let's see. Larry says, Meet Kevin is guessing just like everyone else. Yeah, he is. And plus, if you put out a video as a YouTuber, you put out a video, give your best shocked face, like the world is falling in, and put in a negative, thing like market crash starts now. Um, People are going to click on it more than if somebody says, "Don't worry, it's okay. It's just a downtrend." People aren't going to click on that. That's kind of that whole thing. It's one of those things like I do my best, like when it comes to my videos, I do my best to not get all clickbaity, but at the same time, sometimes I get close. But I also want to make sure that if I get close to being clickbait, I want to make sure that I'm at least whatever I'm suggesting in the title. Um, there better be a basis for it in that video because that to me is it's just integrity. That's how I look at it. But I know some people, it is all about let's get the clicks. People will forget about the title after they've watched my great content that has nothing to do with the title. Not to say that this is that case. It sounds to me like he's probably talking about that, but it's just I don't know. I just don't want to do clickbait if I can help it. Vic says nobody knows what will happen the next day. No one. That's true. If you knew what the market was going to do tomorrow, you'd be making money. There's no doubt about it. That's a nice hat on that pop-up ad. Yeah, a beret, right? For the French, the Paris Grand Slam. Let's see. Drax's drop is killing my portfolio right now. The stock keeps going down, it seems. Should I still view this as a buying opportunity or should I hold for now? Now, that's a really good question. And let's actually pull that up here. All right. Because this has been one of these ones that, I'm invested in it because I do have faith in the company, but they have been suffering. They have been suffering. Let's look at the last year. So as you can see, we're still in that downtrend. So I don't know how far down it's going to go, but at the same time, I still like this company. So when we go into their key data, they don't have, like, for example, they've only got a 30% debt to equity ratio. So they are doing really well. Their return on equity, return on assets are fine. So there's a lot I like about this company. There's a lot within their fundamentals I find very attractive. So, you have to you'll still have to do your own due diligence and sort of look at it. I'm not ready to stop buying them. I'm looking at this, when I look at it from like this perspective, I'm looking at this as being a correction. It's probably not a fun correction. But I do think they will get back up to here, and I think they'll go beyond here. Will it be by the end of the year? I don't know. I honestly don't. But I do have I have a good long-term feeling about this company. All right, it is time for a drink. If I start going cracky, here we go. Let's see. Oh, gosh, Reddit bots. Yeah, Reddit bots have been going crazy with Kamala propaganda since the announcement. Oh my God, yeah. It's funny. One of the things they say about the internet, let's go down a rabbit hole. We'll make it short. We'll make it a short rabbit hole. One of the things they always say about the internet is that most of the traffic on the internet isn't human, that there's more bot traffic on the internet than actual real people. So somebody started their car. So that's interesting. And it's only supposed to get crazier. Now, what I've heard that the future looks like is that you will eventually have an AI that will go on the internet for you, and you'll never have to actually go on the internet. You'll just ask the AI your questions, and it'll go take care of the internet for you. And that's kind of the direction that we're heading into. Well, if you think about it, when you ask ChatGPT something, ChatGPT will go to the internet and pull up that information. That's kind of the way it works. So it's already kind of starting to happen that way. So it could be interesting. It could be interesting. So nothing surprised me with all of these bots. Let's see here. My investors are giving my little fund $8K a month now. So we will keep on buying in the names we believe in. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And as long as if you have the track record that keeps your investors happy, that's what that's great, because that for one, that certainly gives you it pads your resume so you can get more investors involved and grow beyond 8K. You know, maybe this time next year you'll be like 25K, or maybe, who knows, maybe 100K. That would be kind of cool. All right, and Vic wants to know if you're a pro. Let's see, a partnership like Buffett. Yeah, and Larry says, I'm a baby pro. I have a fund out of Texas Ocular Infamon. All right, very cool. Now, Wayne says, still hold AMD and NVIDIA puts. Since NAS broke down through 18,200, targets met today. Hopefully you made some good money on that. Larry says, we're up 80% this year on non-risky trades. Okay, that's cool. All right, Amvas says, appreciate your thoughts on HPYT with a 16% yield to earn with slow incline in line with rate cuts. USD decline, is this the correct logic? All right, let's take a look. HPYT. All right, let's see here. HPYT. All right, so this here is the Harvest Premium Yield Treasury ETF. All right, let's take a gander at this. I'm going to go to the 3-year here for a moment. So as we can see, this here has been, it's been kind of losing a lot of value. So if you had bought in when it initially was formed, $11, is that 11? Okay, $12, $12. So you'd have lost, you know, $1 and change from it, but you are getting a nice distribution yield. Let me take a look here. I'm kind of curious to see. All right, so it looks like, yeah, there's been no disruption to that yield. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Now, keep in mind, too, a lot of that yield is, we'll go back here to the overview. So a lot of that yield is, I'm going to go to the 1 year. A lot of that yield is, you know, options. So if they're shorting treasury bills, they're probably doing really well, pulling in a lot of premiums for that. And that's great. That's great because that's money that's coming, and that's where that money's coming from. But, you know, you have sort of lost. Now, we're in that situation where, you know, what are yield bonds going to do? And that's a good question. That is a really good question. Yields have been very interesting lately. Like if you look at the yield curve, like the whole inversion of the yield curve, that's like a clear-cut sign of recession. But of course, we never got a recession. The US stayed completely out. Holy banana bread. I just saw my image. I'm like, it's almost looking like we're live streaming from hell. Holy cow, it's gotten really red. That's because there's no sunlight coming in, because right now the clouds have taken over. It's dark clouds. Maybe we'll get a thunder boomer before we're done. I don't know, but wow. So that's kind of one of those things. It'll be interesting to see how rate cuts are going to affect these. But obviously, as the Treasury starts to, hopefully recover, yeah, it'll be interesting. This is probably not a play I would jump into myself, only because I find stocks a little more predictable, a little bit easier to predict where things are going. But that's just kind of me. All right. Why Video says, Wayne, I agree. I can't see any reason not to hold NVIDIA now. Jay says, great timing selling most of my VFV last week. I got a tip from NVIDIA CEO selling off his stock, but my healthcare did well for me today. Nice, nice. Let's see. He has too much stock, though. Huang sold a small amount. Let's see. Market crashes at 12:30 in Newfoundland. There we go. CMG popping on earnings. Ooh, so CMG. Let's take a look. So that's Computer Modeling Group, one of our Canadian tech groups. All right, here we go. All right, just gonna come in here with the 3-month. So they've been on an upward trend, so that's not too shabby with them. I don't see an immediate pop, but you know, oh my God, like today's garbage day. I can just hear the trucks that are late for whatever reason. So I apologize if you hear the sound of garbage trucks coming through the window. But awesome. All right, let's see. Good after. Meet Kevin said it's the start of the recession. Oh boy. Well, it technically isn't. It really technically is not the restart of the recession. Um, I mean, the U.S. is nowhere near a technical recession. The economy is too strong there. I think Kevin may be pulling a little bit on this. So I would take it with a grain of salt right now. Now, keep in mind, it also does depend on it depends a lot on how you view. Like some people think a recession shouldn't be using GDP; it should be using GDP per capita. So you take Canada for example, because of our large immigration rate, that has inflated our GDP and it's kept it above the positive line, above the number line. So that has prevented us from getting into a technical recession. But when you look at the GDP per capita, it's not great. Um, so you could argue that we're in an unofficial recession. You could argue that. And a lot of people will say it sure feels like we're in one. But at the same time, I don't think the government's ever going to call it. And they'll find ways around it. All right. And woohoo, look at this. Y Videos gifted a Mountain Finance membership. Holy banana bread. Who won? I have to let me actually get rid of here. I'm going to go over just to take a gander and see who won. Sandra B. Sandra B has won. Thank you. Thank you, Y Videos. And hey, congratulations, Sandra. All right. Waste management. I think you're talking about WCN. Oops. I was like, where is everything? Okay, let's get back here. Oh, yeah, there you go. You guys get to see the infinite mean. I wasn't trying to do that. All right. I know they had earnings this week as well. WCN. So Waste Connections. All right, let's take a gander here. All right. So I'm going to look at their last 6 months. So this here is a company, they've been moving in the right direction. So I'm not surprised that they, if they had a good earnings call, that does not surprise me at all. So yeah, this is a company I've actually tried to, I had hoped to do a deep dive on them, but every time they come up, they just don't get enough votes, unfortunately. This would be one I would love to deep dive though. So next time it comes up, folks, do me a favor, say hi to WCN. All right. Mario says, I sold some VDY for some ZSP. Redwater says, Republican capitalists will pull the plug on the stock market before the election. Yeah, that's one of those things. Yeah, especially if they think they're going to lose. If it looks like they're going to lose, you don't know what can happen. I will just say this: whatever happens with this U.S. election, it's going to be interesting. I've actually been saying this for about 2 years, and so far in this election cycle, we've had the tragedy that happened with Donald Trump. We had Joe Biden stepping down. Now we have Kamala. I mean, it's kind of coming off like a Hollywood show. It's very entertaining. Jay says small cap ETF might be a good buy right now. Interesting. I do like that. I probably am due to do a small cap list video soon. Let's see. F down big. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look here and see. All right. F. All right, you're going to have to help me on that one, Michael. I do not know who F is. It's just not coming up. I'm pretty sure it's a U.S. stock, but let me know who it is, and we'll take a gander at it. Larry says, Redwater, I love waste management, average 150 and still buying. It's an energy company now. Okay, so we're probably not talking about Waste Connections, but that's fine. Mario says, it was a rebalance to keep a 5% for each portfolio. I might be too late to buy in. And congrats, Sandra. And Sandra's here. Hello. I knew she was here, but so hello. Now you're a channel member. Hello. We are living in strange times. Yes. F is Ford, of course. I was like, F, I should know this. All right. Let's just go with type in Ford. And there it is. For some reason, sometimes It just does not work. All right, Ford tough. Ford tough. Oh boy. Let's go back to their last year. So yeah, I mean, they've come down a little bit, but once again, this could very well be a little bit of a correction. Um, I mean, I like the movement that we've seen so far on Ford, and I'll come into their key data. All right, here we go. So when we look, they do have a lot of debt. So 353% debt to equity ratio. The return on equity, 10.1, return on assets, 1.64. So they're returning. They're still doing their job. When we start to get cuts in the U.S., that will be good for Ford. That will be good for Ford. I think right now they're, like even look right now, their EPS, so the earnings per share is at 0.97. That should be, with Ford, that should be over $1. That should be over $1. So I think they're going to look, actually, let's try something here. I want to see some of the projections for Ford. Ford Motor, here we go. So let's see here. So their earnings are forecast to go up about 14.3%. That's not too shabby, but that's not what I'm looking for. All right. Let's give me a second here. I'm looking for, this is what I'm looking for. All right. So price projection. Come on, guys. Here we go. It's not that great. It's not that great. So we're looking at about a 3.2% hike in the next year. That's according to, of course, that's according to the analysts. They can be very, very wrong sometimes. I always want to point that out. Companies can sometimes do a lot better than everybody's expecting. But I would still consider Ford to be a blue chip. But right now, anybody in the car industry, while the rates are high, people are not buying as many new cars because, well, the interest rates are high. So I think as we start getting rate cuts in the U.S., that is going to, thunder. I don't know if you can hear that, but there is some thunder. I'll angle this a little bit more towards the window. So in case there's another boomer, you can hear it. So yeah, what was I saying about Ford? Yeah, as the rates start to come down in the U.S., that's going to be good. That will definitely be good for Ford. All right. Prairie says, I find it annoying when the actual content of YouTube videos or news articles don't relate to their titles. I avoid those content creators going forward. Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing worse than the title telling you they're going to deliver A, and you sit through the whole video waiting for A to come along and it never does. In a sense, in a case like that to me, like even if they were a really good, they might be a good content creator, but if that's my first exposure to them, I'm probably never coming back. I'm probably never coming back. All right. Did you do a video on TF? I did one probably a year and a half ago. So there is one on the channel for Timber Crate Financial. I will probably, I'd love to do them again. I really would. So, all right. Let's see. Days like this are often good for my boring stocks. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I just wonder if anybody's like just clicking through and it's like, oh, let's look at this live stream and they see all this red. I'm wondering if they think they accidentally stumbled on like a Satanist web channel. The finance in hell today, it's hot. Our stocks are all hot. Oh dear. Congrats, Sandra. Michael says, I'm looking at CTRA, which is oil and natural, which looks near support. CTRA. Well, hey, we're here. Let's go take a look. Boop-a-doop-boo. It helps if I click on the right button. Here we go. All right. So Coterra Energy. All right. Now, and I am pretty bullish on energy overall, but let's take a look at this. We'll do a 3-year on it, and we'll see. All right. So they've moved up, and you can sort of see they've been kind of flatlining. When you're talking about support, yeah, look at this. I mean, there is a good level of support right there. You can sort of see this has been an area that stock has hung around for a while. Now, of course, as we move towards winter, we should be seeing an upward trend, because if you look back here, all right, well, that wasn't winter, but Here's going into starting to go into winter here, and you got a bit of a trend peaking up in October. So, I think we'll see. I do think this is a nice looking stock. I like what I'm seeing right now. Now, of course, I always have to look into the data here. I like this. They've got a very little debt to equity ratio. Like, one of the things, this is one thing that will annoy me. If I have an oil stock with a high debt to equity ratio, there's no reason for that, because, oil for the longest time has been pulling in record profits. They should not have a lot of debt. They really shouldn't. But yeah, and this is exactly what I would be hoping for. Return on equity 12.63, return on assets 8. Look at this. They got a good EP. They got a good earnings per share in there. Their PE ratio is pretty low, 11.99. So I would say that's probably it's probably worth your due diligence for sure. Okay, our final look at the market. Well, here's Bitcoin slowly starting to creep back up. They're only negative 0.03, but everything else, look at this. Everything's in the red. Holy cow. All right, we got the TSX 0.76 down. The S&P 500 0.232 down. NASDAQ 0.365 down. Gold's down 0.41%. Silver's down 1%. And WTI is now fallen to 0.07% down. They were in the green. Bitcoin 0.05. So yeah, things have moved down a little bit. And you can see a little more red than the last time we looked, but even like Royal Bank, who was in the positive, they have now slipped just below the number line. Yeah, not a lot. Like, what is doing good today? Let's get rid of. And I'll even get rid of these. I just want the really good green stuff here. Here's Fortis. Yay, Fortis. Fortis up 1.71%. They've been doing well lately. This is another company that will really do well with rate cuts, because utilities, they do tend to hold a bit higher debt, especially as they have been in sort of, utilities overall have been in like a transformation like state. Transformative is the word I was looking for, because they're starting to incorporate a lot more renewable energy, as kind of that's the way the wind's blowing. So a lot of them have been taking on debt to buy other projects and buy other companies to add into their stuff. And this is good. As rates come down, Fortis is going to go up. So I think Fortis will be nice. They are also, by the way, they're Canada's second dividend king. So we have Canadian Utilities and Fortis at the top, the only two dividend kings. There's nobody else even close. So, that's kind of cool. And another little interesting thing, Fortis was the first stock I ever bought. So very first stock. First time I bought a stock ever, it was a Fortis stock. So not too shabby. I like that. So yeah, Fortis doing well. Bell is up. TELUS is up. That's kind of cool. Now Bell, as we're looking, yeah, they made it all the way down to 43. So they're still, I personally think they're in a really great buying location, because Bell is another thing. I think Bell will do well with those rate cuts. I think they're going to help them as well. Now that we've got 2 under our belt, especially once we start getting 3, 4, holy banana bread, it's going to be a lot better for some of these companies. Empire, look at that. Empire is doing really, really good. So Empire, they are the group that owns Sobeys. So, one of our grocery chains, up 1.58%. Now here's somebody. What is this? TRX. Oh, that's Molson Coors. I guess a lot of people be drinking today. They had a nice little bump up, but they've also, they're kind of, you got to say, is this a positive bump up, or is this just a recovery from this drop? So, you can look at it from a couple different perspectives. Just sort of saying. And once again, yeah, red, like it's red. It's a lot of red here. Feels like Christmas. It's so red. All right, and of course over onto the U.S. As you can see, yeah, a lot of pain. Costco down, as we already looked at. The Magnificent Seven down. Oracle down. Eli Lilly down. Yeah. What about Who's done really well in the U.S.? Let's pull up the green. We got Johnson & Johnson. Look at that. They're up 2.8%. That's not too shabby. NEE. Who is NEE? Oh, Nextra Energy. So Nextra Energy is doing okay. I honestly don't know who they are. But there's United Health up 0.91%. Yeah, we got an interesting day on the market for sure. And of course, here's crypto. Oh, look at that. Bitcoin is almost back to even. Almost back. Can they do it? We'll find out. Well, you can find out after the stream because Bitcoin runs all the time. All right. Let's pull that down, get back to my red room. Anthony says, GTN been moving up and was up a penny today. Nice. My AT&T, T New York did well today. Good stuff. You got to like it. You got to like it when, when some of the, especially when you look at AT&T. So AT&T, I mean, I like the company overall. I mean, I think they're a good company, but once again, they're in the telecommunications. They're going to have more debt than I'm comfortable with, but I think they'll do well. I think they'll do well overall. Let's see, hoping to out of my thousands of shares of TELUS. Well, yeah. Make another swing trade on your way out, Vic. You're doing well with that. And Cargill, yes, Cargill. Gotta love Cargill. Yeah, I mean, from my understanding, they mostly make meat. So, what else can you say with that? Bismarck, he says, good afternoon, all. And Jersky says, I picked up some S-Max on today's dip. Yeah, that's the whole thing. There's been a lot of good dips today. All right, so guys, we are coming towards the end. If you got some final comments, salutations, anything you want to get off your mind, now's the time. I'm gonna have a cup of coffee. Now, keep in mind, just before I have the coffee, a lot of times, there's many times when I say we're coming up to the end, and we go another half hour because everybody just goes and floods the chat with questions. So that's a possibility still. Oh, that tasted good. Also, while we're winding up, or maybe not, don't forget to hit that like button. Hit it, turn it blue. It really helps the channel. It pushes out the algorithm, all of that fun stuff. All right, Anthony says, I wonder on bank, which earnings wasn't that bad, which should pop right back up. Let's take a look at bank. Whoops, we're into the Discord. By the way, we have a Discord service, folks. A Discord server. A lot of good chat over there. It's fantastic. I actually love it. There's so much interaction. So it is a lot of fun. All right. I was actually coming over here. We're going to bank. BANC. Here we go. All right. So we've got Canadian Bank Corp. Oh, look at that. See, I'm not even pulling it up. I need to know what you're talking about. I'm thinking with you, Michael, it's probably an American stock. So just give me the full company name. For whatever reason, BANC just is not coming up. You gotta. Let's see. Empire owns Cargill. Oh, do they? I did not know that, but that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense when you think about it. And Michael's saying, I will buy bank at 11:50 tomorrow. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. So, yeah, I'm not 100% sure what bank is, but, well, I could do this. I can go to Google. Hello, Google. Let's see. BANC. Let's put stock. Bank stock. Yeah, BANC on the New York Stock Exchange. Why is it not coming up in here? Let's try this. BANC. All right. It's probably because there's a whole bunch of Canadian things that's pulling up. Give me one more second here. Let's actually go into it. All right. New York Community Bank Bancorp. Let's try Bancorp. BANCORP. Aha. United Bancorp. Interesting. Well, it's bringing this up. 1238. So I don't think this is the one that you're thinking of, but we're here. We'll look. I'll take a look anyway. I'm just kind of curious. All right. So this is Bancorp, United Bancorp. All right. Let's see here. No, they got a half decent quarterly yield. Now they have been going down, but once again, that's kind of the normal part for the market this time of year. However, let's take a look at some key data. Yeah, not bad. Return on equity, return on assets. I'd like it a little higher, but that's fine. A lot of debt though, 161% debt to equity. So could be interesting. BKTO. Bank of California. Oh, Michaels came out and said Bank of California. All right, let's see if I can see this. BANC of CAL. Bank of California. Oh, it helps if I spell it right. BANC. Yeah, it's just not coming up. It's not coming up at all. So that's kind of weird. Oh, well. Let's see. Can you look at a ticker symbol PSK? Well, I can probably do PSK. Let's find out here. PSK. Here we go. Prairie Sky Royalty. I do love royalty companies, so this is no doubt. And they have been in my list. They have come up a few times. Let's just look at their 3-year initially here. So this is a fantastic growth on Prairie Sky. They're doing fantastic. Now, they don't have a huge dividend. So they're like a 3.635%. But I've always looked at Prairie Sky as more of a growth. So you're getting it's like a good total return royalty. So as you can sort of see, they own mineral rights on a whole bunch of properties in Western Canada. So yeah, this is a company I do like. I like this company. I'm actually really surprised I don't hold any, to be honest. I am pretty surprised because, well, that's the thing. There's so many companies I like, and I've only got so much room in my portfolio. But I do like Prairie Sky. And you'll see, as with most royalty companies, they've got very little to no debt. In fact, here, they're not even reporting any debt. I bet you they have none. Because there's very, very little overhead to run a royalty company. You buy the royalties for whatever it is, for properties, trademarks, you name it. And then you just sit back and make money off of it. You don't really have to do much. So that's one of the reasons I like these companies for that reason. But I do like Prairie Sky. I do like them. And yeah, Tom is saying Air Canada keeps sliding. Low of 1597 was a new low today. Wow. Let's see. I'm in 12K at an average of 1605. Fingers crossed. I think you're going to do well, Tom. You just have to have some patience with Air Canada. So when we come in here, let's pull in Air Canada. And I'm going to come over here to the 5-year. And you can sort of see, even right now, lately, you know, $18 or so it's been regularly getting back to. So for that reason, it'll probably get back to that level. Now, if you go further back, at one point in time, Air Canada was on the rise. Forget this. Absolutely forget this. This is, you know, the pandemic changed everything, and they diluted their shares big time through this whole process. So the chances of us getting back to $50, it's not going to happen anytime soon. But when you look up in here, these $25 area, I think that's feasible. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get back up there. So what I always say with Air Canada is if you're under $20, if you're buying it under $20, it's a good buy. Hold on to it. It will get above it. You may have to hold on longer than, you know, it's not going to be a quick swing, you know, unless something huge happens. But it'll probably be a slower swing, but it's not a bad thing. I have done it myself. I have bought in under 20 and then sold once I've gotten above 20. So it does happen. Just sort of keep that in mind. Let's see. Red Cargill is private and family owned. let's see, could be BKTO. Oh yeah, I was looking at a bunch of those. So I don't know. Oh, let's see. Oops. No, it was a US. It was the Bank of California. It was the Bank of California. So it could be BK. It might be, let me try something here. Oh, look at this. We're looking at Air Canada, and I didn't even have it up. And I'm just telling you guys where things are going to be. That's terrible. I'm sorry. So when I was talking about Air Canada, I was saying, like, right now, that's pretty much, what your best bet is in the short to midterm. This is that giant hill where I said don't count on the $50. Don't count on this. Don't count on this part. All of that dilution once again. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. Oh gosh, I had to remember to pull things up. But yeah, so what I was actually saying here is, let's put here, Bank of America Exchange. All right. Or sorry, it's not Bank of America, it's Bank of California. There we go. All right, let's see. All right. It says it's on the NYSE. Why am I not seeing it? I guess if we go to Yahoo, it'll be there. A finance, right? Yahoo Finance. All right, let's come over here. All right, BANC. Well, there we go. Bank of California. Bang, boom. Here it is. All right. $12.95. So it had a similar price to the other one we were looking at. So definitely interesting. We'll go to the full screen on that. It's not as nice, I guess. It's not as visual as the other one that I used, but yeah, they've been coming down a little bit for sure. Let's go out to let's just go to the 1 year on here. So yeah, okay, they've made a little bit of progress. And once again, I mean, if it is a bank, it will certainly look a little bit better too with rate cuts. So I think that's going to be fun. All right, let's bring me back here one more time. Mario says, tomorrow I'm getting more TF. Nice. Ford down 12%. I would be happy to sell Air Canada at 20. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. There's a good chance that will happen. Vic is saying CSU to 5K. Yeah, I figured that. Yeah, they're heading up. They're heading up. I'd kind of love to see a stock split, but something tells me they're that type of company that's just saying, nah, we just want that high price. People who invest in us are very loyal. So you can definitely do well. And Jay saying, I'd like to see XIU ETF dip at 16. Yeah. Well, I mean, if we get a small bear dip, not an actual bear market, the way me, Kevin, I think is subscribing. Yeah, maybe you'll see that. Who knows? All right, everybody. So I'm going to call it here. I think this is a fantastically great show. Friday. Holy Banana Bread will be on the air 9:15 a.m. and that's Eastern Standard Time, and will be going until 4:15 or longer Eastern Standard Time. So 4:15 p.m. So full day market, bell to bell, bell squared, show number 200. It's gonna be absolutely epic. And like I said, it's gonna be at least a couple of you guys poking your heads in. So you'll get to see a few of those names that you see a lot in the chat. And I will, of course, I'll bring the link. So if you're even thinking, maybe you're like on the fence, well, do I want to or do I not? Make sure you present yourself up in case you decide to say, yeah, I think I will. And even then, honestly, if you want to come on and just say hi and you don't want your face to be up there, you can come on. You basically will just be a talking. I got this right this time. It's not gonna disconnect me. You will basically look like this. That's it. You'll just have a little icon and you can talk away as much as you want. So, there are options for those who are a little bit shy. They don't mind talking, but they're like, oh, I don't want my mug out there. So, there's options. And of course, if nobody shows, I'm okay as well. I will have it. I will be ready to talk for 7+ hours. And so will the thunder, apparently. All right. Vic is saying the ask goodbye. Ask bye? Okay. And Mary says, thank you. Great as always. And Michael says, do you look at companies' earnings before the market opens today? Today I didn't. Today I was actually insanely busy. I got up. I had to film. Then I had to edit. So that's the video that channel members can see tomorrow. And it's actually funny. It will drop on Friday for everybody else in the middle of the stream. So, here's an idea. Here is an idea. All right. We can't leave yet. I have to add, I'm going to throw up a quick poll. This could be interesting. I'm just wondering. Yeah, we can still do it. All right. All right. Give me a second. Let me grab this. There we go. Let's grab a poll. No. I don't want a Q&A. I want a poll. Give me a poll. Here we go. All right. So the question is going to be, do you want to watch Friday's video on the stream? So here's an idea. And, I'll go with you guys. Whatever you guys say, we will go with. It's either a yes or a no to this. So if you want, we can, in the middle of that stream, like it's released at 2:00, we can watch the video if you guys would like us to watch it on that stream. If not, you can watch it afterwards. I'm absolutely okay either way. But you guys get to decide. We'll leave we'll give you guys about 5 minutes to throw all of your opinions down, and whatever you guys vote, that's what we're doing for sure. I am it's funny. All the YouTube channels that I visit, I don't think I've ever seen anyone as I guess who is as democratic as I am. And just in the fact that I love to I love to just give you guys choice. I'm very big on that. What stream? Michael, there's a stream. Oh yeah. So on Friday, so every time we hit a milestone on the channel, so this time it's 4,000 subs, we will have a stream, or not a stream. Sorry, we'll have some kind of an event. In this case, it was a stream. So we're doing an open to close. So it's like the market open, but we start at it's like this market close, but we start at the market open and we go straight through the day. So we're here for the entire day. We experience all the highs and lows that happen that day. So that's one of the reasons I'm like, if you want to watch that video, because maybe you're thinking, okay, well, all right, I want to watch the stream, but I want to watch the video too. I'm just throwing that as an option. And I can, I'll cringe at myself probably. It's not actually, this video is only, it's less than 8 minutes. It's less than 8 minutes. So drop your votes in there right now. Right now, the yeses are up about 80%. But I just want to make sure you guys know, I don't care which way it goes. It was just a crazy idea that popped into my head. So if you guys want it, we'll do it. If you don't, I'm okay with it. So, don't think I'm like saying, come on, everybody hit yes. I'm not. I don't care. I really honestly don't care. But it's up to you guys. Tim says, I'll be there. Hi, Candace. Hi. All right. Glenna wants both. Nothing wrong with having both. Like, you can watch it on the stream, and maybe I'm talking too much as I'm making fun of myself. because I will probably roast myself something fierce if we do it on the screen. Why not? Somebody needs to pick at me. I'll pick at me. Um, yeah. So you may say, okay, Candace, shut up, Candace. I want to hear what you just said. That could happen. Trust me, it happens a lot. So yeah, there's always that option for you guys. You can do both for sure. Let's see, Candace for Prime Minister. I would probably be a horrible Prime Minister because I would have I think I'd have a very straightforward opinion on how the country should be run, and trying to get a whole bunch of politicians to support that probably wouldn't go over well because, like, one of the first things I'd be like is saying, okay, let's reform the Senate. Let's make that that shouldn't be for life. Maybe that should even be, something we elect for as well, opposed to a point. So I don't know. I think I would be. I think I would ruffle way too many feathers. All right. Mario says I need to load a new picture. Oh, there we go. And Y Videos is saying vote, people, vote. There we go. Absolutely. Yeah, get those votes in, get them in, and we'll see. Right now, it's about 73% yes. So, all right, and what is it? There's 28 people here. Let me just take a look and see if it tells me how many people have voted. All right, we've only had 11 votes. There's 28 of you. We do need to see some votes, folks. So get in there and vote. So right now, you probably moved the bar really, really quickly. Oh, it went down to 69% yes, 31%. There we go. 14 votes. 13 votes. Back to 14. All right, come on. We got 30 people here. Let's vote. Let's find out if we're doing this on Friday, because that would be, like I said, I got a lot of time to fill. So, it's okay with me. We'll do either or. It's kind of cool. So right now we got 14 minutes. We have about 1 minute left time of voting. So if you are one of those people who likes to wait for the last minute, we're here. It's the last minute. Get in there. Vote quickly, folks. All right. I'm gonna end the poll. 14 votes. Really? Somebody just give me a 15th vote. Somebody who hasn't voted, vote right now. Give me the 15. I'm looking for the 15. There we go. We got 15 votes. All right. I can live with that because that way there I can say half of you voted. All right. So yeah, we'll do that on Friday. I am ending the vote. There we go. I have ended the vote. We will do that on Friday. That will be one cool thing. And we might even have one of the guests on too. Maybe there'll be two of us heckling me as we do this. So that will be kind of cool. All right. So anyway, we've come to the end of another one of these wonderful streams. I can't wait till Friday. So that's the next time I'm going to see you guys, at least live. So that will be a fun day. Until then, everybody, take care. Have a fantastic night and a fantastic Thursday. And for those of you who are getting up early to catch the Open, get plenty of sleep. We'll all need the stamina for Friday. All right. Until then, take care, everybody.